The one thing we were hoping we wouldn't see again.
As cold and flu season gears up, mask mandates are coming back to several Bay Area counties. Health officials have issued orders requiring face masks to be worn in hospitals, skilled nursing facilities, and other healthcare facilities. This order goes into effect starting November 1 until either the end of March or April 2025. Now, the counties...
Like I always tell you guys, you want to know what's coming down the pipe, watch what California's doing. 126 tornado warnings issued for Florida, and I'm not sure you guys heard about this, flying all over social media. Biden threatened American citizens saying, you will pay the price for spreading lies about FEMA's hurricane response. Well, I've got some stuff on that. Update on the deadly chemical leaks in Texas. And with all the craziness and with fall coming on, you won't believe what Japan's doing. All crazy information that caught my eye that affects you coming right up. My name is Cohen here at Riverside Homestead, and if you're brand new here, welcome. If you guys are into prepping tips, emergency preparedness, and most of all, news and awareness, stuff that you want to know about, be sure to hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. First and foremost, grab your coats. We got some cold air incoming.
Well, those of you in the east who have been waiting for fall, this is the weekend for you. Low pressure and a cold front will be pushing from the Great Lakes down into the south. Still going to be warm across parts of the southwest, but you're going to notice big temperature changes in the east. Places like Atlanta will go from the 80s on Sunday down into the 60s for highs as we look at the mid part of the week. Overnight low temperatures will be chilly too, mainly in the 40s. Check out parts of the Great Lakes. You're going to see, get this, wintry mix, yes, around Buffalo, Syracuse, and Burlington as we go into early next week. So prepare your cars for some winter type weather.
Just like that, get your coats. Now we got to deal with some cold weather. One thing specifically we have not wanted to ever see again. Yeah, dealing with that again. Real quick, a news clip showing you that this is already starting in one state. They're saying that there's an uptick with cases, and they're perceiving this thing to even go into 2025. Check this out.
An uptick in COVID cases, and as cold and flu season gears up, mask mandates are coming back to several Bay Area counties. Health officials have issued orders requiring face masks to be worn in hospitals, skilled nursing facilities, and other healthcare facilities. This order goes into effect starting November 1 until either the end of March or April 2025. Now, the counties requiring masks right now are Alameda, Contra Costa, Santa Clara, San Mateo, and Napa County. Not
exactly good news. You guys might want to keep an eye out for that, because probability with this winter coming on, specifically what year this is, I imagine we're gonna have to deal with that or something similar. Now, we just dealt with Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton causing all kinds of devastation, and then we deal with this. On a lot of breaking news, they're saying 126 tornado warnings were issued in Florida, which I think was just yesterday, which is the second most of all time in a single state in U.S. history. Can you believe all of this very odd weather behavior? And why is it most of the time always on red states? Have you noticed that?
Oh no. Hopefully nobody was home. I really hope so.
That's a huge tree that just took out an entire home. Definitely hope no one was home. Lots of buzz over FEMA regarding the storms, with them being there, not there, taking stuff that isn't theirs. Lots of rumors. This is what Biden said.
Literally, over the last few weeks, there's been reckless and irresponsible and relentless promotion of disinformation and outright lies about what's going on. It's undermining confidence in the people in Florida, and incredible rescue and recovery work that has been undertaken. Literally, there are thousands of fellow Americans who are putting their lives at stake and putting on the line to do the dangerous work that needs to be done now. And it's harmful to those who most need the help. Quite frankly, these lies are un-American, and there's simply no place for them.
Now this right here is some of the footage. This is what people are dealing with, trying to get into the mountains to save people that are stranded, that haven't seen any official trying to lend a hand. And the stuff that we're reading on this type of stuff says, man making runs to Black Mountain, North Carolina, said he hasn't seen one FEMA truck or anything from federal government. And what you're seeing here isn't military vehicles. These are regular, everyday Americans answering the call, bringing in aid to Black Mountain after Hurricane Helene. And with some of the things that Biden was talking about, these are the types of posts that he's referring to. This post says FEMA are confiscating the supplies donated by American public for Hurricane Helene relief and diverting it and giving it to illegal immigrants. Now, I can't tell you that that's true, but I can say that this is what's going around social media right now like a hot frenzy. And I can say if you guys dig deep enough, you can get a lot of supporting information and data just by poking your nose into it. And I think you guys will get an idea of which way that swings. This is one of the clips that is circulating out there on social media like a frenzy. And old Biden says that this is the lies that are being spread. So note to self, this is probably not true. It's probably altered, and do your own research.
Here in Boone, North Carolina, I'm at the staging area. I volunteered myself and my canines to come up and do some search and rescue effort. Here's the situation, okay? FEMA is in the area, and we've been told that if we see any FEMA agents, like, hightail it and go. So, obviously you see all my equipment. So we've been told to just turn around and go the opposite direction, because what they're doing is they're confiscating everything. Like, they would confiscate all of my gear, my car, my dogs, like literally everything. There are some people who have been tracking these FEMA agents and what they do with these supplies after. And these are people that are directly associated with the group that I'm volunteering with. And essentially what they're doing is they're taking these supplies to sanctuary areas for illegal migrants and giving it all to them. They are telling the locals here that they have no more money, that they can't give them any money, they can't do anything, but they are confiscating volunteer supplies as they come through, and they are giving it to people who are not legal within the country. Of course it is very hush hush. Of course they're saying that that's not what they're doing. I will tell you this. I was 11 years in the Coast Guard. I was in Puerto Rico before and during Maria and Irma. I was stationed there through all of that stuff. FEMA did the same stuff there, to the point where the Coast Guard, we did not work directly with FEMA because they were doing shady stuff. We ended up loading a bunch of supplies and stuff and taking it around the island and delivering it, and we did the same thing after the earthquakes as well. They were confiscating supplies, they weren't issuing supplies, they mishandled money, they mishandled distribution of supplies, and the locals suffered for it. And they are doing the same thing in North Carolina. This is not a joke, this is not a conspiracy theory, like this is not false information. Like, I'm here, I'm boots on the ground. We are actually about to go and fly into a different area via helicopter. We're gonna go to the airport, load up the dogs, and we're gonna fly into a different area where families are missing. The initial meetup point was the Boone area. As far as families missing and stuff, right now Boone is clear, so we've been given new coordinates to go to a different area. But yes, FEMA is here, and they are doing really, really sketchy, shady stuff.
Let me know real quick down in the comments if you guys are tracking, what you guys think about this. Are you in agreement with her? As always, in any type of group out there, there's probably good people and bad people. There's probably people trying to do good, and then there's probably people that aren't. So let me know what you think down in the comments as she finishes up here. And again, likes and shares help this get out to more people.
So take that information for what you will. This is this information that needs to get out to the news media. This is the information that needs to get out. And honestly, if FEMA is not going to do their job, and I'm not saying that all of the FEMA agents, because I know a lot of canine handlers that are part of FEMA that are doing what they're supposed to be doing. However, why are we confiscating supplies? Why are we taking supplies from people that are coming in to help and have experience and can do the job, and then giving it to illegals and not giving it to the people who have been affected? That is my biggest issue with this whole situation. So take that information, share the video, spread it around. But yes, FEMA is 100%. There's a lot of videos saying no, FEMA would never, yes, they will, and they are. So it's appalling. It is disgusting. Like, this is, I'm at a loss for words, and it's very, very infuriating for me. But they need to be held accountable. And I mean, what do you do, right? Like, what do we do? But, like, that's the reality of it. So keep that in mind. I will update you guys.
So again, I'm not saying that that's true, but that is the type of stuff that old Bidino is talking about and referring to regarding the lies over FEMA. So apparently a lot of people that have boots on the ground that are out there with different organizations trying to help these people, lots of them are lying and reporting this type of stuff. Again, share, like, let me know what you think down in the comments. Also along the same lines, Alexander Jones says 2 hits in a year, BlackRock will now loan them the money to rebuild and will own them. It's called the Great R. You know what I'm talking about. This is some of the buzz that is circulating. Wall Street Apers writes this, wow, what the companies are doing with North Carolina Hurricane Helene victims' home inspections listed on FEMA website are now owned by Vanguard and BlackRock. Not good. In this post it says, so the same company that owns the majority of the lithium in the area will be inspecting the victims' properties they want. What are the odds? Is it true? I don't know. But like I said, probably not true, but if you want to look into it, it says you can go to FEMA contract page. You will notice when you search for home inspections, there's 2 companies that appear. One is Vanguard and the other one is WSP, who is a Canadian company that is mainly owned by the Canadian Pension Board, almost right at a little over 18 million shares, represents 15% of its ownership. Now they say the other piece of the puzzle, who owns WSP, is 2 companies that are well known, one of them being Vanguard. Oh, by the way, this is all speculation because it's not true, right? It says you only speculate it because it's true. The other company that owns it is Vanguard. It says here they represent almost 3% of ownership of WSP, right a little bit over 3 million shares. This says they represent almost 3% of the ownership of WSP, a little bit over 3 million shares, that company. And the other company that y'all know, good old company called BlackRock. So the big question that they're saying is who will be doing the home inspections for FEMA in Carolina and Florida? The same people who own the majority of Abel Marley, the lithium mining company in Kings Mountain. This guy apparently goes into major detail regarding this. And that's why all the buzz with all these lies, because this video alone's got 1.4 million views. Like I said, this is just showing you what old Bidino is referring to with all the misinformation and the lies. They're probably making everything up, and this is probably altered, just doing a reaction video over it. Do your own research. Just a couple other things that caught my eye that I think you guys should be aware of regarding the potential mask infiltration this fall and already starting in California, and I think I heard New York as well. I was sent this post from Dr. Jane Ruby, warning, shedding mRNA from the vaxxed to the unvaxxed. It's about to go to the next level. Well, apparently in this post, they think the Japanese universities have already started injecting self-multiplying mRNA poisons. It says you may no longer have a choice. You won't know you've even been exposed. Thank you. Another crazy story that's probably not true circulating the media. But I'm looking close, and I think it says it there in Japanese that it expires at the end of 2025. So apparently this is probably happening right now. That is, if that is what that is. Also sent to me late yesterday, chemical leak kills at least 2 workers at a Texas oil refinery. Dozens of other people received medical treatment during Deer Park's second shelter-in-place order in weeks. So if you saw YouTube videos, shelter-in-place, warning, catastrophe, Texas, that's what happened there. Anyway, folks, I'll cut it off there. I'll save the rest for tomorrow. Gave you enough to be thinking about. Thank you for liking, sharing, and commenting down below. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. We'll see you guys on the next one.